I've had a few questions around how to beat certain levels and how to progress further into the game, and I think the best way around this is to talk about which heroes to progress first. Which ones should you level up the highest, which ones should have your best gear, and then the second one, and then third, and then the ones that don't matter as much if you level them up. Let's go and have a look at the order that I like to level my heroes up. One thing that I think that they could do a little bit better here is this overlay. This is really hard. I can't sort from my highest to lowest. Really annoying. And I feel like the best way to actually look at your heroes is to go into like your campaign or something and have it here, because you have your main team up the top. Obviously this isn't my best team because I'm starting to level up other heroes because I've hit a cap and I can't ascend them yet, but we'll get into that very soon. So we're going to start off with a type of hero. Yes, we're not going to go into specific heroes, because if you're just starting this game, you may have different heroes to me. Well, you definitely will have different heroes to me. So we're going to go on and talk about our damage dealers. These are the ones you're going to want to be as high level as possible. You want to give them all of your best gear. You want them to be the epitome of damage. My best damage dealer is the Duke of Darkness. As you can see, he is 4 stars. He's also level 24. I also have a 4-star healer because she's a rare. She levels up really fast. That's the only reason why she's a 4-star and really cheap to go up. Otherwise, she would not be up there. But yeah, damage dealer is 4-star, level 24. He has legendary and epic gear on him, all leveled up a fair bit. I don't have enough gear to really enhance this without absolutely smashing the durability. You need to watch that. You can fix the durability, but you just need to watch it. It costs a lot. It's not worth putting the wrong enhancement zones on them because they just fail miserably. Your damage dealer is my first choice of hero that you want to go up. You want them to be at the forefront. You want to be giving them nearly all of your pots. Not all of them. We'll get into that very soon. But you do want to give them some, because most stages you'll either run out of time because you're not doing enough damage and you're just lollygagging around in a stage and just wasting time. You run out of time and then you haven't cleared it at all. Or the other team is destroying you too fast and you haven't done enough damage and you just die. The point of getting your damage dealer to as high level as possible is that when he does his ultimate or when he's doing his normal attacks, he's going to kill at least one of the other enemies, or kill their enemies as fast as possible. As soon as you drop 1, you drop 2, you drop 3, that means you have less enemies on you. It means that all your heroes are going to be focusing on less enemies, which means there's going to be more damage into them, which means they're going to die faster. So if you can pinpoint your best damage dealer that you have, I love the Duke of Darkness because his ultimate goes through everyone in a straight line. So if you're lucky and you can draw them together like I do with my giant robot, I bring them all together, then he does his attack, it goes through a lot of them, and sometimes, a lot of the times, I'm killing more than one, and then you're ready to go do your ult again not long after, and you can take them down again. Priority number 1, I believe, is to get your damage dealers leveled up as much as possible. As I said, don't put all the pots in them, because you will get to a point, usually, I feel like it's going to be at your 4-star level. So quickly, before we move on to hero number 2 that you should be leveling up, with the pots, I say give some, because you'll get to points where you're not doing enough damage, so you just need to maybe pump it up just a little bit to get a bit more damage. But if you pump it up too much, you'll get to the top level cap, and you'll probably not be able to ascend them to the next star level because you don't have enough soul stones, or you don't have enough of this fodder down the bottom. This is the exact point that I got to with my Duke of Darkness. I got him to star level 3, got him to level 40, and I had no one down here to level him up. I did a video about that yesterday or the day before, if you want to go watch that to go into that a bit deeper. So just put a couple of pots into him. Don't go too far, because once you go too far, you'll level cap him. And if you do level cap him, I'll talk about how you alleviate this and the best workaround for that very soon. So number 2 on the priority list is going to be your defensive heroes. Your main tank that is sitting at the front, the one that is taking as much damage as possible. I choose them number 2 because you want them to stay alive as long as possible. The quicker that they die, the quicker that the opponent goes onto your back line, and you pretty much, your back line is going to die. They're all glass cannons, or they're ones that you haven't leveled up because they're down the line. Number 2, tank, you want them as high as possible behind your damage dealer. As you can see, I've just got him to 3-star, 40 out of 40. I can't ascend because I don't have any of this fodder, as I was talking about just before. It does hurt. Most of my team is demoned, so I'm going to run into this problem consistently because I wasted a lot of my shards just trying to get legendaries. Yeah, it was a cool idea at first, but now I've got like these 4 legendaries down here that I don't even use. It's waste. You need to just watch what you do with these fragments so you can actually level these up. I did actually I found somewhere where you can buy these soul stones. I forgot about it. They're very expensive. If you come into your clan and you go into the shop, you can buy epic ascendant stones. Your clan needs to be level 3. They do cost 1,400. You get 10 a day though. But the thing is, you're not going to have 1,400 stones every day. So as I said, your tank is your number 2. This is the one that you focus on next. So if you have your damage dealer up high, he should be doing heaps of damage. Your tank should be just tanking a lot of damage. Your third one that you're going to be leveling up is your one that sits next to the tank. You could have 2 tanks at the front if you really want. You could have 2 melees at the front. That's up to you. But those 2 at the front are your second and third, depending how you structure your team. If you have 2 melees, you probably want them at the same rate and about the same, depending what you come up against in the enemy. Sometimes you'll see that one of the melees or one of the ones at the front will get 2 on them at the same time, and then you may need to shuffle it around so that your better one will be taking the 2. So when you're equipping your gear onto your second 2, you need to focus more on the defense and HP artifacts within the gloves, boots, helm, and armor, rather than when you're doing your damage dealer. As you can see, I've got a really good weapon on here because this raises my attack, the critical, penetration, everything you want your damage dealer to be doing. Have a look at your secondary stats to see what you get out of here. As you can see, I've gone with penetration and accuracy. It just gives me a little bit more with my damage dealer. So they're the things that you kind of need to look at when you're equipping your gear. Whereas for these, you want some dodge, you want your critical resistance, maybe not critical, but more dodge. Things like that that are going to help your damage dealer stay alive longer. For number 4 and 5, these don't need to be as high because they should not be getting hit very often. Yes, some of their skills do scale on their attack and defense and whatever. As you can see, this ultimate skill, 87.5% of the casters attack every second for 10 seconds. So it does scale on their attack, so it does matter if you're higher leveled, it will be better. But at the start of the game, these are going to be in your backline, and they should not get attacked if your tanks are doing their business and your damage dealer is doing its business as well and killing the enemies. Your 2 supports, I love going with Banshee. She is probably the best support hero that I've seen so far. Her ultimate skill of increasing the critical and increasing the attack, and then her normal skill is just a passive that weakens the enemy's attack and defense by 15% or whatever it is when it first starts. But it doesn't matter. She does no damage. It doesn't matter what level she is. Nothing on her scales from her attack. So it does not matter what level she is anywhere. When she gets hit, she usually dies pretty fast anyway. So it's all up to the tanks to do their work. I've not put 1 pot into her. It's not worth it. I was pretty lucky and got some extra copies, so I got the 2-star up over here. But other than that, level up, not going to do. And whenever you do the training, you do everything to keep her alive. More dodge, more HP, more energy, things like that. You want to keep her alive as long as possible, but this attack, it doesn't matter because nothing scales off it. She's just there to help your heroes. So I half talked about it before, but what I'm going to say now is if you do level cap a hero, like I have right now with my giant robot, I do not have enough materials to ascend him to the next one. So all I'm doing right now is grinding a lower campaign level to get more demons, to get more experience, to get more pots. So on this level, I know that I don't need him in my team to beat this level. So I've switched him out and I've put Paladin in here. And this is where you use those pots. Straight off the bat, I leveled Paladin to level 10, ascended her to star level 1, put all the rest of my pots into her, got her straight up to level 8 so she can actually survive a little bit. And now none of my heroes are leveled capped, and this is where you start building your second ranked team. There is no reason to have a giant robot at level 40 in here going through and literally wasting experience points for you. Obviously you do gain your pots, but it is so hard to get experience in this game. You do not want to waste it. You need to put in another hero that is of the same type. Like when my Duke of Darkness was fully leveled and couldn't go up, I had the Harpy Queen in there getting leveled up. That's why she's 3-star and 26. I've put a few pots into her, but that's mainly been from campaign runs. So I feel like you really need to do this. You need to min-max this to the crap house. Otherwise, you are just wasting experience. You're wasting stamina and just putting it in, and it's just not efficient. Make sure you're just switching these out and not wasting your resources. Just do it. It's so easy. That's my order of upgrading my heroes. Damage dealer first, tank second, melee third, tank and melee, you kind of want really high HP and defense, obviously, and then your support heroes, they're last, because if they get attacked, they're usually going to die anyway. They're not surviving that much. It's all up to the tanks to do their work, damage dealer to do the damage, and the support heroes are there. Your healer keeps the tank and the melee alive. Your support hero will raise the attack of your damage dealer, making him do his job better. As you can see, you're trying to make a cohesive team that is all helping out each other. Obviously, if you don't have these legendary characters, you're probably not. Come down and have a look in the epics down here, and you will find ones that kind of do the same thing, but not to as good level. I think in a video very soon, if you guys are liking this, I'll find ones that are similar to Banshee that you can switch in, because I believe it's better to have a support hero than 2 damage dealers. Because her support, I kill things faster than if I have 2 damage dealers in there. I find that is a much better way of synergizing a team, is to have a healer and a support rather than a healer and 2 damage dealers. But that's up to you. Let me know what you like to play around with. If there is a really easy one that switches in for Banshee, let me know so I don't have to go and look at it. But thanks anyway. I will talk to you in a video soon.